Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's Ali. So today we're going to talk about something that I've been getting a lot of messages about. A lot of you have messaged me and asked me to compare my Sweet Dark Fantasy from the House of Belayed to the original Good Girl Gone Bad by Kilian, which is what this one is an inspiration of. Those of you that know me know that I love the House of Belayed. I love their fragrances from their original creations, their single notes, to their inspired fragrances, which is what this is. It's inspired by Kilian's Good Girl Gone Bad, which is a really beautiful, really popular, high-end niche fragrance. This one will run you about $240 for the bottle alone. If you want the bottle with the clutch that it comes with, it's a really beautiful white clutch. I have one on my vanity. It'll run you like $295, so very expensive. But you're paying for quality when you're paying for a Kilian. Kilians are an experience, and that's something I love. Beautiful, beautiful scent. And this one is also a very beautiful one as well. My Sweet Dark Fantasy has notes of jasmine, May Rose, Indian tuberose, narcissus, amber, and a cedar base. Where this one has jasmine, osmanthus, May Rose, Indian tuberose, narcissus, amber, and cedar. The main difference as far as the notes go is that this one doesn't have osmanthus and the original Good Girl Gone Bad does have osmanthus. That's pretty much the only difference as far as the notes go. Now I sprayed both of them on the back of my hand. On this hand I have the original Good Girl Gone Bad. On this hand I have my Sweet Dark Fantasy. And I have to say that it's about 90% similar to the original fragrance. My Sweet Dark Fantasy is about 90% similar. They are not identical, but they are definitely very, very close. And if you want to sort of experience the vibe of Good Girl Gone Bad, then my Sweet Dark Fantasy is a really good way to sort of experience it, to see if it's something that would definitely vibe with you. To me, the opening is where I find the biggest difference as far as how different they are. When you spray my Sweet Dark Fantasy, you get a lot of cedar. It's very cedary, and all throughout the life of the fragrance for my Sweet Dark Fantasy, you never lose the cedar. Whereas in the original Good Girl Gone Bad, you never really smell the cedar. The cedar is very soft. In my Sweet Dark Fantasy, the cedar is very sharp. And I feel like the cedar being that sharp is going to turn off a lot of people. Now, if you were turned off by my Sweet Dark Fantasy because of how cedary the base is and how prominent it is, don't be afraid of trying out the original Good Girl Gone Bad. You don't pick up on the cedar. That's one of the main differences. You get cedar all throughout the wear of my Sweet Dark Fantasy. You never get it throughout the wear of Good Girl Gone Bad. It opens up, like I said, my Sweet Dark Fantasy, very cedary, a little fruity and florally, where Good Girl Gone Bad opens up really green, bright, florally and fresh and very natural smelling. This one smells more synthetic. My Sweet Dark Fantasy smells more synthetic on the skin, whereas, it's whiting out again. It smells more synthetic on the skin, whereas Good Girl Gone Bad smells very green, very natural, very, very pretty, very feminine. I absolutely love Kilian's Good Girl Gone Bad. And you never really lose the naturalness from the original Good Girl Gone Bad. It's always there throughout the wear of the fragrance. You smell those beautiful flowers. The combination in both of these, the combination of all the florals, give off a sort of apricot-y, peachy vibe, which I really do enjoy. I enjoy that there's this sort of fruitiness from it, but neither one has fruits in it. It's just the combination of the cedar mixing in with the florals, giving it this sort of fruity nuance. And both of those actually have that fruity nuance where you get this sort of peachy apricot-y vibe that I really do enjoy in both of them. And that's how they're very similar. You definitely get a lot of Indian tuberose in both of the fragrances. So my fans of tuberose, you definitely would enjoy the original Good Girl Gone Bad and this one as well. Like I said, not the same, they're not identical. As they start drying down, This one becomes more floral, very smooth. You start losing a little bit of the greenness in the original, but it's very floral, very natural smelling. I cannot stress enough. Good Girl Gone Bad is extremely natural smelling, where this one is a bit more synthetic smelling. It's still kind of natural smelling, but never to the extent that the original Good Girl Gone Bad is at. Good Girl Gone Bad is on another level on its own. The hype behind this fragrance is extremely real. This is the ultimate floral in my opinion. It is my favorite floral I have ever smelt. I have smelt quite a few florals. I have a lot of floral fragrances. Nothing could top Good Girl Gone Bad by Kilian in my opinion. This is the ultimate masterpiece. If I could only have one fragrance in life, it would be Kilian's Good Girl Gone Bad. That's how much I adore this fragrance and how much I love it. This is definitely really close though, don't get me wrong, but it's definitely not the same as the original Good Girl Gone Bad. All throughout the fragrance of My Sweet Dark Fantasy, you never lose the cedar. That's one thing I want to point out. Whereas, like I said before, this one you don't really get any cedar at all. It's definitely there, but it aids in its complexity. It aids in giving it that sort of fruity feel with all those florals without having any fruits really. This one you get that same fruity floral feel, but very heavy on the wood in this one. And that's where most of the comparisons really go. Heavy on cedar, not heavy on cedar. Very natural smelling, a little synthetic smelling. All in all though, this is beautifully done. It recreates that vibe very well. You definitely smell the DNA they were trying to replicate in this one. And yeah, if you want to know what it smells like, it's not going to be identical, but it's definitely very close. As this one dries down and the cedar note becomes less prominent, you do get closer to the original Kilian Good Girl Gone Bad, where it's that sort of fruity floral smell. Because at some points this one can smell a little natural and it's very uplifting and bright, whereas this one is always natural smelling, uplifting and bright throughout the wear. It's really quite an experience. I highly suggest getting Good Girl Gone Bad if you can afford it. It's very pricey. The House of Belayed is so much more affordable. If you want to know what this smells like, this is definitely 90% close. Not identical, but definitely close enough. But again, if you are turned off by cedar or like woody bases that are kind of prominent, then this might not be the greatest route for you to go. You might just want to get a decant of the original or a deluxe sample or whatever you can get your hands on. But I definitely do enjoy it. I enjoy that it's very close to the DNA of Good Girl Gone Bad, but different enough that it's unique to its own, but still very, very similar. It definitely catches the vibe of Good Girl Gone Bad without ever really being identical to it, but definitely very similar. And honestly, I enjoy both for what they are. Sometimes when I feel like I want to wear this one, but I don't want to like crack into it, I will reach for this one because it's so easy to grab, so easy to wear. The cedar does not bother me at all. I really like cedar. There's a cedar mill not too far from here, so for me, this is a no-brainer. It's an easy grab. It's really beautiful, and it garners me just about the same amount of compliments as this one. But like I said, definitely different, definitely more woody, and that's pretty much the only difference I really get is My Sweet Dark Fantasy is a bit more synthetic, heavy on the cedar, and you never get that sort of natural greenness that the original Good Girl Gone Bad has. And My Good Girl Gone Bad, you almost can't even smell the cedar. It aids in its complexity and the fruity elements that it sort of gives off without having fruity elements. And it smells more fresh, more green, more natural, and absolutely stunning. I love both of them. Both are unique, both are great. And I highly suggest checking them out. Definitely check out the House of Belayed. I absolutely love them. I've done a few videos on that house. And yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say. If you guys want to connect with me on Instagram, if you have any questions, I will link my Instagram down in the little description box below. Until next time, you guys, please stay safe. we're definitely living in some crazy times and everything is crazy outside and we're not even allowed to go outside for the most part. But stay strong, stay healthy, take care of yourself, and I will catch you guys next week with some more videos. And keep an eye out because I will be working on my summer video real soon, my ultimate fragrances for summer. So yeah, I'm excited for that one and it's gonna be pretty great. So till next time, you guys, I'll catch you later. Bye.